Alright, welcome back to another episode of Basic Typography Tutorials. And in the past, we've had to design the easy ones. Like I said, we have made the angular letters. These are the angular letters. We've made the straight line letters. We've now added curves to it. We did the basic, very basic curved letter, which is the C and G. This time we'll be creating the letter O, Q and U. If you want to learn the rest, you could go back to the previous episodes. I cannot be explaining all of this in one episode, so do well to check the rest episodes. I'll have them in the link. I'll have them in the description below, the links to them all, and or you could watch it through the playlist. You could just go backwards on the playlist. Also, since today we'll be making the letter Q, O and U, we'll start with the letter U, but all in all, let's just get down to the business of today. So the business of today, the very first thing we usually do is we pull out our grid. If you still don't understand how to make a grid, you could go to the previous episodes, maybe episode 1, episode 2. If you don't understand how we made complex grid like this, why the grid is more complex than the rest, we'll go back to episode 4. This episode 3 or 4, where the AMW was designed. I'll start with the letter U. There's a reason why I'm starting with the letter U. And then we'll go for the letter O. And then we'll go for the letter Q. Now the letter Q, I'll leave that story till when we get there. So you don't have to overthink it yet. So we'll start with the letter U. Let me arrange that in a proper manner. So we're going from U to O to Q. So in the previous video we already dealt with the C and the G. Let's just remove that from this, the C and G. So we're focused on the U, the O and the Q. And after that, we'll be left with the B, the D, P, R, and S. Well, this S is a standalone brother. Not so standalone. I should have done it with these ones, but it will confuse you because by the time you come back to watch the O's and the Q, you'll just get lost. So I'll make it immediately after all of this. If there's still more time, we can quickly shove it into all of this. It's similar to the O. Very similar. Actually, I think we should just shove it between the S and the O and the Q because of its similarity. So let's just quickly get down to it. All right. So we need a line. Nope, we need a circle actually. To make the letter U, we need a curve right here and right here. And not to be mistaken for this is, like I always emphasize, this is Adobe's default font, and the font is more like a style of their own typography. Let's get down to the U. So I know some of you are asking, why don't I use the anchor point that comes with the Adobe software? Like when you make a rectangle and you see this anchor point, you could just pull on it to make the curves. I would be able to do that, but the problem with it is it doesn't appear in the inside because the insides are two lines that intersect each other. So that's why I don't use that. We can only use it on the outer edges, and it doesn't also give you that accuracy completely. So that's why I don't use that. I want you to fully understand how these letters are made without curves. I mean, you can't make a curve on your pencil after drawing two lines. You can't actually just pull a curve like that, can you? So we need a curve here and here to make the letter U. So let's get down to it. That would be, I think we'll be faster here because we need to make about 4 letters so we don't spend so much time. So there we have it. We have the outer part. Now we need the inner curve here, and we all know the inner curve is just another small circle. It's just another small circle right in the center. So now let's get down to making this letter pop. That's the first part of it. The very first part of it. All the way to 4, all the way to 4, up to 4, up to 4. And I guess you've seen it already. Now we can't just have it like this, can we? We need it to curve too. It's very irregular. Though, like I said, understanding the basic typography can create further more styles for you. You could actually use this for a style of your own if you want, but we're not creating styles here. We're creating the very, very, very basics for now. Maybe I'll create a set of videos where we go into stylized typography using grids, also grids and curves. But for now, we are just focused on the very basics. So there we have the basic letter U. Now let's go for the basic letter O. The basic letter O is similar to this, extremely similar to this, but difference is that we just do it on both sides, like the top and the bottom. Okay, so we're finally here, and all we need to do next is simple magic trick, right? We'll get all of this. We'll get, don't forget those tiny, that was a mistake. Don't forget these tiny brothers. And when I say don't forget, don't mistakenly cut into this one. Don't need it. Last but not least is U and U. Alright, so that's the letter O. For the letter S, should I teach the letter S inside here or no? The Q comes with the O, so let's get down to it. Q comes with the O. Now the Q is a it's a letter that has a little bit of confusion with it because of this underline stroke that comes with it. The letter Q comes with a different kind of grid. Yes, I said it, a very different kind of grid. You see, the letter Q comes with one extra grid. To make that clearer, just allow me to remove this. It comes with one extra grid. So the letter Q is the only letter, well, the only one. Is it the only one? Yep, it is the only one. It is the only one that requires you to have 4 by 5 on the basic creation. Now, the reason on the basic creation, it is the only letter that requires you to have a 4 by 5. And as we head in, you'd see why. It doesn't really require you to have a complete 4 by 5. What it actually requires you to have is just 2 extra grids right here. But let's just get to it. I strongly believe you would figure it out easily. So we're basically making the letter O again once more. Now, this is the trick with the letter Q. The line that comes through it here, unlike this typography, this font, and let's just play with something a little bit so you see what I mean. I want you to watch how the letter Q appears in other fonts. You see that? Do you see that? On Mirrored Pro, it doesn't cut through, it just comes out from the bottom. But in other fonts, you see there are some fonts where it cuts through, like cuts through, and there are some fonts where it doesn't. You can see the letter Q looks extremely crazy on the symbol fonts. This is a basic font, sans serif, but it's not completely basic, it's still edited. You can see there are some where it cuts through, there are some fonts where they couldn't cut it through, so they just had to devise it a little bit differently. You see that? So if you notice something, if you also notice something, if you had noticed something, I want you to watch this. I want you to watch the letter Q carefully. Do you see where it ends? It goes out and it goes below. It goes out and below, out and below, out and below. Now, why I call this the basic? Because when making it, it takes you outside. Let's just use this particular one for reference purposes. It takes you outside. This is where the font ends. It takes you outside where the font ends. It's exactly the same thing here. So what you're just doing is, we're doing the same thing as every other person has done. We're cutting with an angular line. Well, Q is the only curve Q is not the only curve that has an angular line, but it is one of the curves that puts you in that position to use an angular line. Not just one angular line now. The thing is, if I did it like this, it won't be completely correct. So this is the complete correction. You need one from the hole outside, another from the hole outside. You need exactly the same cut on the other side, but this time you need it from the bottom to this point, and then from this bottom to this point. Yes, it's confusing, but just have this in the back of your mind that this is the way it's done and this is the way it's supposed to be. You see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Like I said, I've always been saying this, you can create styles from this. You can see this is a completely stylized G. Like, the letter G we made is not as beautiful as this, but we're not making a stylized letter here, we're making the very, very basics. So we go back to what we're doing, we'll stick with the basics, and there you have it, the basic Q. I am thinking about making the basic S, but I think I'll put the S together with the P and either with B or P, but I would like to. Let's just leave it. Catch you on the next episode.